Hello, everyone. So this story has been going around in social media. I've been seeing it. I'll just move on. One of the things that I try to do as much as possible, which I've really done a lot, is that I wait till news are carried by mainstream media before I talk about it. And that's one thing I've been doing a lot, because like I said to people, I'm not a journalist, so I don't have sources and I'm going to be breaking news. I'm not interested in breaking news. I get people who want to reach out to me. They have one news or the other. Recently, Master, there was one that was brought to me, with the video and everything. As long as it's not already reported in the mainstream media, I'm not going to talk about it. I'm not going to put out a video. I'm not going to do any of those things. So when I saw this this particular news going around, I just look at it. But now, since Sahara reporters have actually taken it on, so I assume that at least they've checked and verified, the authenticity of this particular news that is out there. It says, 26-year-old man in Enugu dies after being buried alive for fortification by herbalist. Up to now, the thing is still shocking me, still surprising me. I'm like, how? Okay, let me just continue reading. According to reports, Chikwado had secured a visa to travel abroad and returned to his village to share the news with his father, Mr. Uwakwe Eze. Tragedy struck in Ugbaike, Enugu Ezike, Igbo Eze, North Local Government Area of Enugu State. As a young man, Chikwado Eze reportedly lost his life during a botched fortification ritual conducted by a native doctor. According to reports, Chikwado had secured a visa to travel abroad and returned to his village to share the news with his father, Mr. Uwakwe Eze. However, his father insisted on a fortification ritual to ensure his success overseas and took him to a native doctor, Onuwa. The native doctor allegedly claimed that Chikwado needed to be buried alive for 1 hour and 30 minutes to be properly fortified. Unfortunately, when Chikwado was exhumed after the stipulated time, he was found dead. This incident raises concerns about the dangers of harmful traditional practices and the importance of prioritizing safety and well-being over cultural or superstitious belief. Meanwhile, the police in Enugu State have confirmed the unfortunate incident, noting that the father of the deceased and the native doctor have been arrested. The Enugu State Police Command asked the public to be aware of the recent occurrence and handling of 2 separate murder cases. A statement on Wednesday by the command spokesperson, DSP Daniel Ndukwe, said a native doctor, one Enuwa Odugu M, age 48, and Uwakwe Eze M, age 67, were arrested for conspiracy and murder of Eze's 26-year-old son, one Chikwado Celestine Eze. First of all, let me even stop here. The thing about this whole thing, at least, it is even the father. If it was an uncle, or maybe whatever, friend or that took him there, they would say, oh, they deliberately decided they were going to murder him. Although in the case of course, there are some parents who actually do murder their children or whatever. But I am still hitting my head to say, are you okay? There are certain things that your parents will tell you to do. You're supposed to be able to say, daddy, I don't think this one is. Even when they say bury alive, when they bury people alive, don't they know that when you bury someone, that sometimes what they do is that they put like either a straw or a baboon or something that will be putting air through that whole thing so that somebody will have something to breathe. You bury someone, you carry sand, you pour on the person's face. The main thing that I always ask people, who do you think is your problem? You think with all the problems that people have, that they are thinking is stopping you, your success or whatever, that is somebody's problem. Most times people are always enemy. They're always after one enemy, that enemy, this enemy, this enemy. At the end of the day, the real enemy is in the mirror. You are looking at that real enemy. Who has anybody's time? If there's one thing that for me, I'm forever grateful to my parents for, was that they never took part in any of these things. Anything that has to do with, they say somebody is doing you, somebody is in short, in my house. They will laugh you. They will laugh you tired. You just don't go and sit down. Because that's one for me, that capacity to just Let everything be, let it be nature. You win some, you lose some. That's just the normal thing about life. But this whole thing, there are some families that are so obsessed with, oh, fortifying this, that, oh, somebody is after you, somebody is this, somebody. No matter how we lost things in my family, no matter how things, we never attributed it to anybody. Just like, oh, it happened. Yeah, you make mistake, it happened, or something like that. For me, I'm forever grateful to my parents about that. And I'm happy also the man that I married is somebody who is also from that kind of background where we don't do anything about anything, doing, you know, anything. I remember when my husband was in NHIS, when he was having problem with the board, especially the board chairman. They are, you know, they were all after him. They wanted that man. People think I'm the one that has coconut head. My husband is the real coconut head. He refused. I said, not on his watch are you going to do anything wrong. That's my husband. He's a stickler for process. Things must be done, you know, the right way. At the end of the day, when they couldn't do, they were not like, oh, that they have sacked him. That, oh, that's it. It was even published in the newspaper. That's when I knew, newspaper, they can carry, sometimes they can carry anyhow, thing like that. It was published in the newspaper. Somebody came to us and then they told us that we should go and meet one native doctor in because my village, my village is known for all those gay. Even like, if you see the number of pastors that come to my village to go and get this thing from those native people, no malam or whatever. I will look at said it, man. I said, like, I beg, we know they do anything. If he goes, of course, my husband, that sacking, it didn't work. My husband came back because he didn't do anything wrong. You can't just sack him because he refused to allow you people to do anyhow with public funds and you think you can just sack him. He came back. But if we had gone to go and meet any native doctor, we would have forever said it was because of the native doctor he was brought back. And that's how people sometimes just lose everything. I remember some of my friends who said to me, oh, Aisha, you know, this stage that you reach in life, I never even reached any stage. I'm telling you something as far back as almost 20 years ago. I never even do. We just dated. They said, no, that you can't just stay like that. You must have somebody, one mala somewhere that is doing something for you. Or I'm sitting there, one mala is saying that, oh, they want to pray for me. I'm like, pray, okay. How? Pray like how? Which prayers? I don't I have mouth to pray. I want to read Quran. Me, I don't go read the Quran. Yeah, I've never, you know, I'm just really grateful for that. And for those who are into that, I'm not saying that your way is wrong or my way is right. I'm just saying that I'm so happy that we were never, you know, put into those kind of things. And my children also, they've never had anything like that, so they wouldn't know. So I just don't get it. I can't imagine, you know, my parents coming to tell me that I should come out. I'll just say that, I beg, please forget that thing. I remember was it 2011 or so? I think it was 2011. Yeah. They broke into my warehouse in Kaduna and they stole about 2 trailer loads of tomato paste. Yeah. Trailer. They used trailer. That was the first time I knew that people actually used trailer to go and steal. They went into the warehouse. The people that they tied the person up. And they operated for, was it like 8 hours? They came in, they operated. So, and these people knew what they were stealing. They took the most expensive, you know, tomato paste. So they took 2 trailer loads. And then I went to the police. The police were, in short, that's a long story, myself. I remember, you know, then my parents were already in the village. So all these village people, they were like, oh no, why would we leave it like that? You should come and do something. And my parents were telling me, see what our village. I said, me, you can't within one medicine because of tomato paste where they steal. I said, oh, I beg, whoever stole it, may you go there, they do your own this thing. I don't have time for that kind of thing. But I think children should be in a position where you're able to say to your parents, I know this thing won't fly. I'm not going to do this thing or whatever. I'm just so surprised that a 26-year-old adult human being decided and allowed himself to be buried. Well, people feel that it's being done and they believe so much in this thing. So you can't take away people's belief. The incident is alleged to have occurred when Uwakwe Eze took his son to the native doctor's shrine for rituals intended to fortify him with charms. However, during the ritual, the deceased was buried in a coffin, but he unfortunately died in the process. He was rushed. Okay, did they bury? Okay, in a coffin, so they would have put him down also. He was rushed to the hospital and confirmed dead by the attending doctor, and his body deposited in the mortuary for preservation and autopsy. He said that the native doctor had confessed to the crime and other previous performance of such rituals, attributing the death of the victim to his non-adherence to certain ritualistic rules he earlier prescribed for him. The case is under investigation and the suspect will be arraigned in court once investigation are concluded. And the thing about this kind of case is that no matter how you do it, the native doctor will say that, although within the law it might not fly, of course, murder is murder, but the native doctor will always put it that, oh, you did not adhere to this one, you did not do this one, we have done this thing before, you are the one, or this. From visa to go abroad has turned to visa to go to heaven or the beyond. Now, wow, honestly, it's really sad. It's just such an unfortunate, and especially the father. Now you're mourning the death of your child. Now you have regrets. You have all of those things. I mean, it's such an unfortunate incident. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.